away from the rough crowd of boys he had fallen in with during the school year. He'd learned to run a fish wheel, salt eggs, fillet and smoke salmon, and, she hoped, realize what a rush it was to earn money of his own. Best of all, he'd be out of the reach of his birth mother, who was prone to fly in from Ulick and, after a night at the bars, shove her way into Y's house and demand Tim's return. Even if the last time he'd been in her custody he'd wound up in the hospital, broken, bruised, and bleeding. All in all, the next month looked positively rosy, especially when she compared it to the previous 3 years. She was marginally solvent, content in her work and her family, and if the lawyer handling Tim's adoption called a little too frequently for more money, it was summertime and the flying was frantic. She could hear the cash register ringing on every takeoff and the cash drawer sliding out on every landing. So what if it was 3 months since she'd spoken to Liam Campbell? There were other fish in the sea, and in particular, there were a whole hell of a lot of other fish in Bristol Bay, with and without fins. The small voice that pointed out that she had allowed only Liam to swim up her stream and spawn could and would be ignored. She was content. She used the word like a mantra. She didn't need anything more, or anyone else, to complicate her life. Y became aware that her teeth were clenched so hard that her jaw ached, and made a conscious effort to relax. Moses, naturally, persisted in attempting to suck the well-being right out of her. "You want him, he wants you," her Sifu snorted, "and it sure as hell ain't like you're getting it anywhere else." "I have Tim to consider." Her voice had a pronounced edge to it. Moses pounced. "Give your menfolks a tad more credit than that, why? Liam's a grown man, and he had a son of his own. He knows how to handle kids. And as for Tim, hell, having a man, the same man, around on a regular basis would be a new experience for him. Would teach him all men don't get drunk and hit. A good thing for him to learn, I'd have thought. Of course, that's just me." Y felt her teeth clamp together again. "I didn't mean it that way." "Oh, really? How did you mean it exactly?" Her neck got warm. "I meant that I have to look good to the adoption board. They look at your lifestyle, at your habits." "Ah," Moses gave a judicious nod. "I see. So the adoption board won't let kids go to prospective parents who have the audacity to have healthy, normal lives of their own." The warmth seeped from her neck up into her cheeks. Moses's eyebrows, thick and black, rose into interrogatory points. "Anything to say about that? Besides, I'm sorry for trying to bullshit you, Sifu?" She hadn't. "Good," he said briskly. "On your feet." She rose shakily to her full height, 5 feet 8 inches, 5 inches taller than Moses, not that it ever seemed like that much of an advantage. Her dark blonde hair, streaked with gold by the summer sun, had come loose from its ponytail. Thankful to have something to do with her hands, she made a business out of tying it up again. That done, there was nowhere to run. She blotted her forehead on her sleeve and sought refuge in work. "I've got an early morning flight. I'd better get going." "You said some harsh things to each other in May," Moses said to her retreating back. "Hurtful things, especially you." That did it. She spun around, her face furious with anger, shame, and guilt. "I handed him my heart, and he ate it for lunch. I am not on the dinner menu." Pleased with what she felt was a splendid exit line, she turned to march up the stairs and into her house. From behind her she heard Moses's voice, acerbic and irascible as always. "How about dessert?" The slam of the door was his answer. The old man sighed and shook his head. "Youth is wasted on the young." He waited for the voices to kick in. For a change, they didn't. Mostly they were insistent, forceful, regular spiritual bulldozers, determined to make him a legend in his own time. He stepped to the edge of the cliff and looked at the beach below, strewn with boulders and tree trunks, the occasional 55-gallon drum, the odd styrofoam cooler. It wasn't that far down, but far enough. He could shut the voices up for good. That option had always been open to him, from the time he first heard them when he was 12, and they made him tell his mother that his father was going to kill her. She didn't listen, of course.